Hello and welcome to my very first YouTube channel. I am Love and I am Happy, and I'm here to talk about The Voice of Knowledge by Don Miguel. Man, this book right here, I can honestly say I've listened to this book numerous of times. I have the audio version because I drive 90% of the time, so I don't really have the chance to sit down and actually read a book. So I like to listen to the audio. Now, if you're into the audio, I will have a link at the bottom of the description to purchase it off of Amazon. You can also get the paperback on Amazon as well. But a quick breakdown of this book. Put it this way: The Voice of Knowledge is basically the chitter chattering talk that you have in your mind all day. Some people are one with it and some people are not. Some people understand that it's there and some people don't. But I can honestly say it is there and it's alive and it's very strong into some individuals that are awake and to some individuals that are not awake. That terminology is understandable to some and not to all. But for those who do understand, please take the chance to try to purchase this book. This book will make so much sense to the point where when you get into any kind of dispute with any person, your loved one, your friends, your spouse, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, anyone, your boss, it doesn't matter who it is, you will now have a better understanding in why they react the way they react. And you obviously have nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with anything that is going on in every person's thought process. Um, but to break down this book as simple as possible is that um, we tend to let our voice in our head control our lives. But y'all have to understand that this voice in our head that is continuously talking on its own majority of the time, because if you really start to pay attention when you're in your car and you're not listening to music and you're not really focused on what you're thinking about, your mind is literally chit-chatting and talking and talking and talking, and it's usually either to make you not a great person, not an awesome person, or trying to belittle you in some sort of way, or trying to find someone to belittle, or it's on a mission to look for something to make fun of, or whatever the case. But it's usually to destroy any person or anyone, or even you at times when you're at your weakest point in your life. But then when you really start to pay attention, you have that other part in your mind that's sitting back watching the whole entire thing unfold. But when you start to become that part of your mind, wow, the beautifulness and the patientness and all of the nesses that you can possibly put into this beautiful galaxy and this beautiful world that we live in unfolds. And now it's to the point where you can just sit back and relax and not have to worry about how much your mind wants you to feel horrible or miserable or whatever the case is. You know, I've gotten to the point where I can be in traffic for hours and not it won't even affect me because, like a kid that sits in front of the TV playing a video game, I like to be the kid that has the control of the character that's controlling this world. And that's this body that moves my left and right hands and my left and right foot to walk and to move and to function. I sit back in my mind and just let things happen, but I don't let them happen in a negative way. I have the control now where I can pick and choose if I'm going to yell or not yell. But 90% of the time now, I don't even yell anymore because of this book. I don't get mad at people because of this book. Now, there is a problem when I say there is a problem with this, and the problem is that because now that you have this power of understanding a lot better and how things function, you're going to want to change everyone around you. And that's going to be another obstacle course that you're going to have to kind of work your way through. And you're going to learn that trying to change people is completely opposite of what you think is going to happen. To some, they may be receptive, but to a lot, they're not going to be receptive. But when you get to that point where you start to get a little frustrated because people are not listening to you, you'll understand that they just want to play their role and you can't do anything about it. So when I tell you, go to the description below the screen, get the audio version or get the paperback. I'm telling you, take the time to listen to every detail, be the most beautifulest artist in this world, and create the most beautifulest painting that you possibly can. You'll understand what I'm saying when you listen or you read this book. I promise you that it has changed the relationship between me and my wife, and how I treat my kids and how I raise them, and every person that I come across. It has completely changed everything. And I just want you to know that, you're not alone, and I love you. I genuinely love every single person that I come across, at being a bad person or being a good person or a rich person. I'm not jealous anymore. I used to be a jealous person because people had more things than me. I used to be a selfish person. I used to be everything that you thought a person can possibly be, and I am not none of these anymore. I am me, and I am doing what I do on a daily basis, and that's trying to spread love and not trying to change anyone, and trying to make sure that people live without me trying to change the way they live, and I just let them be. Now, I plant some seeds upon people to try to get them to see that voice, but a lot of people are one with that voice. And trust me when I tell you, when you disconnect yourself from the voice, a whole bottle of change is going to happen. And that bottle is going to be the most delicious tasting juice or soda or Coke or water or whatever you want it to be that you're going to drink in. It's going to be the most beautifulest thing. And I'm so sorry for this video being longer than what I intended it to be. But like I said in the description, The Voice of Knowledge by Don Miguel. I'm putting the audio in there, and I'm also putting the paperback. So y'all can pick and choose from either one. Click on it. It's on Amazon. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. May y'all all have the most wonderfulest day, the wonderfulest night, or whatever time it is that you're watching this or listening to this audio. And I hope y'all enjoy the effects in the background. And once again, love, peace, and unity. One love.